Hey everyone, Welcome back to Unsealed and Revealed, the web series from Sideshow, in which me and two of my geeky friends unbox the latest and greatest from the 6 scale multiverse. That's right, you heard me say it. Excitement is building so hot for next week's release of Spider-Man No Way Home that I just had to throw that in there. I think everybody on screen right now with me will agree. I'm talking to you out there in California. How's it going there, Guy?
It's going great. It's going great. Look
Yeah.
at this thing. We've got a figure before we've even seen the film.
That's pretty exciting. That's
It
pretty
is.
exciting. I don't think that it's happened before in in Unsealed and Revealed history. Paul, do you have any feelings on the matter?
Zero. I have so many feelings. I'm so excited for this piece. Are you kidding me? It looks so good. We were fortunate enough to see it. We got to do that awesome first look video that you guys can check out, and it looks so good. And I'm very jealous that Guy gets to unseal and reveal it today. I think we can both speak to that, Terry.
Yeah, I'm pretty jealous of that myself, man. To be honest, I hadn't paid too much attention to it because, frankly, I'm trying to avoid as many spoilers as I can before I go
Yes.
into this film. So I didn't give it a close look until it was made clear to me that I needed to. And now that I've looked at it very closely, I'm intrigued. I can't wait to find out what this suit's all about. There's been a lot of speculation on the internet. I'm not going to dive into that particular pool. Rather, I'd like to move on and actually just find out next week, along with everybody
Yes.
else, what the story is. Speaking of what the story is for next week we are also excited for the Unsealed and Revealed Holiday Special. We've been talking about it for weeks. It's almost here. I still don't have my Santa hat. I've got to get moving on that right away. And I'm sure that Paul has a few things to say about that to all of you out there in the Webiverse. Paul, you want to get that drink down, clear your throat, and let everybody know what's up?
All right, let's bring the mood lighting in, Sam. All right.
That's
All right, everyone. So next Tuesday, that is December 14th, we are back with our annual Unsealed and Revealed holiday show. We're very, very excited. Now, you were all prompted last week and you all arose to the occasion, but time is not up yet. So let's bring up that graphic real quick, Sam. And I guess I get to be an
love
ornament. Look at it, everyone. I'm an ornament. So
Yeah.
here's what you're going to do. You have until the end of the day tomorrow. Now, when I say end of day, I mean end of the Sideshow Standard Business Day. That's 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 6 p.m. Pacific. So email social@sideshow.com. In the subject line, please put Dear Collector Claus. In the body of the email, we need you to write, I will be watching December 14th, and my wish list is public. Now, if you are a longtime watcher of Unsealed and Revealed, put your pseudonym in there. If you watch on Twitch, if you watch on YouTube, please add in your username, your pseudonym, whatever you go by that we would be able to recognize you as. Because, as we've mentioned, we are rewarding you that have been watching all year. But majoritively, almost the entire thing is completely random because not only are we giving away items on people's wish lists once you've made them public, but we are also going to be taking a look at some items that Guy and Terry loved all year long, and we're going to give those away. So there's going to be so much stuff we are giving away that whole day. Now, the only way to win any of this stuff is to be present. It is so much different than any of the other giveaways we've done previously. You have to be present to win because Collector Claus and or Terry will call your name and say, cameraman Sam, congratulations. This is what you won. Are you here? Are you here? And if you are not here, we're moving on to the next person. So thank you, Terry. Yes, be present for your presence. Because if not, I'm sorry, we're going to have to move on to the next person. Now, we are not going to tell you if you've been selected. We're not emailing you back to say, hey, congratulations, we've gotten your submission. You're good. As long as you follow the prompt directly right here, you're all set. So email social@sideshow.com. In the subject line, Dear Collector Claus, say, I will be watching December 14th, and my wish list is public. Remember, that show is at 10 a.m. It is going to be a bit of a longer show, anywhere between an hour 15, hour and a half. It varies. So me and Alan have already started choosing folks, but it is not too late. You have until the end of the workday tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific, to get that email in. And again, make sure that wish list is public, and please make sure you email us from the email address associated with your Sideshow account. All right. I think I'm good. Right? How did that sound, Terry?
I happen to know you're good. I can't think of anything that you missed. Was pretty much there's a lot to take in. I admit. I hope everybody got it out there. I know that I did, which is kind of good because I kind of needed a refresher course, and I probably will again next week because that's just how my brain operates. Yeah, so we're excited about that next week. Again, we're wow, look at that. We have a special
Why
guest.
is Guy so close?
Producer
Oh, the
Alan.
mic.
Oh yeah, the mic. Okay, so I do want to emphasize everything Paul said is super true. You have to be here watching to win. And the more people that watch, the luckier we will be when it comes to giving stuff away. I have challenged Terry and Guy to go through this year's episode and pick some of their favorite highlight moments of the show. Not necessarily the favorite figures, but highlights of the show. And then maybe, depends how many people show up, what we will and won't give away. I do want to say goodbye to Guy. He won't be here next week. It's unfortunate.
We knew this was coming.
But we'll see. We'll see who stands in for him. I have a funny feeling you'll be happy to see who's here. But again, be present to win. Make sure you fill out those wish lists. And tell your friends to turn in because the more people show up, the better the odds are.
Or those gifts. You just get more of those gifts.
Nice.
Okay. I just discovered that we have holiday-themed emojis in our Skype chat, so I'm really going to abuse the hell out
I
of
know,
those.
me too.
I'm
It's
chatting
been fun.
with people in the background, so that's a really exciting addition. One other thing that we should probably mention is that this is that the prizes are U.S. only, are available only for our U.S.
Yes.
viewers / listeners, what have you. So
Yes.
apologies to the global folks. We do love you and we do appreciate you, but the law is the law. we can only
Yes.
do what we can do. But thanks again for tuning in. Anyway, it's going to be a good time. I'm really looking forward to it. Again, I'm going to wear a Santa hat, something I think I've never done in my entire life.
Fun. I'm excited.
be-
Oh, I
gonna be-
didn't even do my normal business, Terry. I'm sorry. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. So if you guys have any questions about next week's show or about this incredible No Way Home figure, let me know in the chats and I will relay it to these two poser gentlemen.
What did you call me?
Poser gentleman.
A poser.
I don't.
Gentleman.
I'll take it. Not sure what it means, but I've been called worse.
Well, moving
My
on
baby.
to moving on. I just as we do, we're looking forward to that next week, obviously, and obviously we're looking forward to the movie next week as well. Actually, I just bought my ticket for it like 5 minutes before the show began or something like that. So I'm there. I'll be there. I'm sitting between two people who I have no idea who they will be, and so that'll be fun. And but this again, just to bring it up, just to reiterate, this is the first time that I know of in Unsealed and Revealed history that we've been able to look at a figure before the movie's even dropped. So that's pretty thrilling. So without further ado, and without holding back on the anticipation any more than I already have, I'm going to unleash the guy and
All
unleash
right.
the Spidey figure, and let's just make this thing happen.
All right, let's take a look. First up, let's talk about this packaging. We get a little sticker here that Spidey has developed a new ability in this one here, and it does have that powers that he gets there. But looking on that, you are going to see that the magic there written on that. And we get this great line work, the black and the gold. And then also, you're not getting just a solid black. You're getting variations in color. I want to bring attention to the center spider, because when I lift this up, which I'm going to do now, and set in front, it is a kind of a smoked glass piece. Smoked plastic there. You can see my fingers through there. So that's kind of a neat little addition. Again, it may or may not have something to do with what we'll see coming up. But it's fantastic. Then on the side of the, there's our classic window box. And on the side of that outer sleeve, we are going to have the name of the figure as well as that magic in the ring there. So I'm going to move that off to the side, and we're going to take a look at the main box. As I said, we've got our window box, and it highlights all of the stuff that's going to be in that figure. And then on the back, Get a little bit of that sepia tone gold color of Spidey in action there. Now I am going to take the figure out from the bottom. And first and foremost, important thing, the instructions. Yes, I already had those off to the side.
Opinions on that important part.
Yeah, exactly. They're important to some, but it is in there, and there are a few things you're going to want to learn from there, even if you've worked with the Spider-Man figures before and the 6 Gear. There's just a few quick things to go over in there, and we will highlight some of them there. So, all right, here we go. Here is our tray. Our figure here, the swap-out lenses, which we've seen on how to do those. We'll go over those if we need. We're going to have our Peter Parker head sculpt there. We're going to have the mask itself. Right under here, we're going to have all of our webs, our swap-out hands, the new Mystic elements, and then, of course, his dynamic stand. So, while I start to unpack there, Terry, I'm going to let Michael on camera do a little top to bottom on the figure itself. And if you like,
I'm really disappointed right now, Guy, because you actually said the words, "I'm going to let Michael on camera," and I thought that we were actually going to see producer Michael on camera. I got really excited for a second there, but yeah, let's continue with the pan. Don't
you want to see that? Okay, watch. I'm going to bring him in for. I'm going to do the swirly technique, and whoosh, bring him in.
Hey, he does exist. What's going on? I'm like, he's the Phantom of the Sideshow. Yeah.
And we're opening up the swirly portal, and off he goes.
All right.
Guy, it's an arcane transportation spell.
No, it's called Swirly Portal.
Is there an official name?
It's called
for it?
Swirly Portal, Paul. Obviously, you haven't read this week's edition, but they've renamed it Swirly Portal.
I'm gonna scream. We should probably pull me off screen.
If I'm going out, I'm going out hardcore. They're gonna get rid of me bad. So let's take an opportunity to really look at this suit. This suit, again, we don't know what's going on with it. So there's some interesting elements starting down here on the boot. And Paul, I do want you to chime in. Doctor Strange is completely in your wheelhouse, is your favorite. So some of these may mean something to someone who's very, very versed in that world. So if you see something, please jump in.
What's he doing? He's doing it.
He's just doing it.
I didn't mean to do Doctor Strange hand spells. What I was going to say is I'm not touching that at all, because then we get into speculation, and that is not what we're doing here. So
nope,
absolutely not.
But I thought you were just doing spells.
Totally
no,
significant.
I don't want you to speculate. I want you to do the spells.
If I may interject, my first impression of this suit and the color scheme on it, I don't know if you guys saw my face earlier when I happened to be on camera while we got the first look, but it looks spectacular. Pardon me for that unintended pun there. But the way that the gold is reading on that is metallic across the board, even in the fabric components of the suit. I'm floored. I think it looks beautiful.
It's a gorgeous, gorgeous suit, and we're going to do a lot of close-ups on this one here to kind of show off some of it. Take a look at down there on those boots and up here on the pant, where we get almost a little bit of that that line work that is kind of iron tech.
It almost looks like circuitry, yes.
And yeah, exactly. It has that kind of circuit board look. When we go down into the gold there, we do have that. It's a warm, almost an aged gold in the highlights here. Again, going all the way through there, getting a lot of that unique right up there on the top, and the line work, different shades. We're getting hints of gray underneath and highlights, really kind of breaking up that. I'm actually going to lift the arms out to the side as we go up.
I think you're contractually obliged to lift those arms like that, Guy.
I believe so.
I assume so. You do it every show, so it's got to be.
Exactly. But what I wanted to do on there is, again, you're going to see that what we talked about, those grays, almost kind of an earth tone, deep browns as well in there. It's a very unique color in there. But again, breaking that apart, that circuitry hint that we talked about that's on the leg, it's also a little bit here on the jet black areas, and again here in the arm. There on the front, we're going to have our Spider logo, and hidden behind there that we can't see is a magnet for a effect that we'll be able to do a little bit later. The belt also is going to feature that gold hint and look.
Speaking of that gold guy, I've got a question here for you. How does it look like it's applied to the suit? Is it a completely separate element? Is it paint? Does it look like it's like a molded colored plastic? What's your impression?
Well, let's see. I'm going to hit it with a little underlight here, and I'm going to say that this is probably 3D printed on. You're not really getting a big raise on it. Let's see if I'm going to catch any light here for you to see. But as you can look there on the back area, and then as well as kind of on the head, the way in which it's done, you're not seeing it lifted high up and off of it. So it's leading me to think that this is kind of a 3D printing process that they're doing. And again, as we've talked with Hot Toys, they are always pushing the envelope of what's possible and what can be done on there. So I'm going to say it's a printing technique like that. We'll look at right there. Michael, can you get me a close-up there on the forearms? This is where we get that circuitry again, but we're getting it in that gold color, that aged gold color. And that's probably where it pops the most. I like that it's obviously in the black as well, but when it's right here, it's really, really popping out there.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And see there with a little underlight you're seeing. You asked about it, and let's take a look at the way that it is on the legs. You see there from that shot that Michael has that that kind of circuitry does have a very, very slight raise. So we are talking a 3D print on all that. There on the tops of the hands, we're also getting that great artwork for opening up swirly portals. But that kind of magic look there.
You are so getting. Speaking of all that black there, you're so getting multiple lumps of coal from Paul.
Oh yes, yeah. Paul is
a fresh lump for every swirly portal.
Paul is. If you were to, there's a reason he's not on the camera right now, and it's because he's just. Oh, yep, there we go. That's what I think.
Wouldn't be a show without it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's 88% of the time. That's the interaction I have with Paul.
Nobody makes me lose my composure the way that Paul does with that face. It's magic. It's absolute magic. Thank you.
All right. Let's go up to the last element here on the suit, and that is, of course, going to be the mask. This is where you really see those colors pop, and then, of course, you have that hint of the texture that's in the mask. Take a look right above the eyes, right here and here, and we see these little blue dot elements that are above the eye. We're also seeing down here on the chest, I'm not sure if we can get even closer than that, right around the emblem here, you're seeing some actual writing as well. So again, what this will be about?
Yeah, there we go. Nailed it. What? Really?
It might be an area code and a phone number. Try it out, folks. You might win a part in the next Marvel movie. I'm not sure how that works.
My ATM pin.
We're so getting sued.
Yeah, I gotta change my ATM pin. Okay. I like that. So anyway, you see that's the way in which the suit is done. Next up, let's take a look at the accessories, and we'll go over articulation. Then we will do some pose by proxy. First up, and this will let me get Spider-Man out of the way, we do have our dynamic stand base. Of course, you're going to want this with a Spider-Man figure. We do have that kind of gold look and the circuitry done on the top as well. So I'm just going to clip him in here real quick and move him off to the side. We know we need these, and that's going to be our Peter Parker head sculpt. Beautiful sculpt.
How's it look? Oh, it looks great. Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
It's almost indistinguishable from the quarter scale, and I'm just basing this on my memory, which my memory probably just got shaken by actually seeing this. So now it's been imprinted on my brain here.
It's
it looks really good.
Great sculpt on here. You're again, Hot Toys really nails it on the eyes a lot. That they have that bright and lifelike look to them. Now down here in the front where we have the hair overhanging, that is a softer element, okay? so you don't have to worry about cracking that off. You can see, I mean, I kind of push on the
That's
curl.
good because I hate it when I. Yeah.
It's, you know, it's not soft, gooey, rubbery,
Yeah,
but I don't want somebody to worry when they're, you know, taking the head out of the package because you keep it in the tray. Oh no, if I touch that, I'm going to break it off. You don't need to worry about that. I'm going to set that off. Now we have a number of different hands. We're going to have, of course, our web slinging, our wall crawling, our web holding, and fist. On each of these, you're going to get that great circuitry look that we had. I'm going to hold this one up and we'll go over this one. What they've been doing on some of these suits and the style in which it's done is there on the palm here. The palm will remove and you get to add these ones here. Okay, so they kind of have that bulbous attachment end or where the web would come out from. And then you can use a lot of all of your web attachments. We have the lasso guy, we've got the straight aheads, and then we've got the firing. We've got one of my favorites, the lasso. I love using that one. I think it's a great look. And it's got different names, but the splooch. I like that you can attach this on. It does have a semi-soft flat area there. So depending on how you want to, if you have one of the display cases and you want to have kind of squashed against the wall of that, you of course can do that. Then we have the loose mask. This allows us again to see that great texture that we saw in the sculpted version, but duplicated in a soft version here. The eyes have been attached, and no, these are not removable. You can't swap these guys out for the different eyes that
Yes.
that you
Please
can
don't try
with
that.
Yeah, don't try that. It's not done that way. Another thing about this, and I believe it does tell you in the instructions, this is not to put over the portrait.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, if you do that and stretch that out, you're going to just rip the thing apart. So don't do that. They did make one of the hands just for that. He's got a left hand just for holding on to.
Okay.
Just for holding on to that. All right, it's time to get magical. All right. Here we are.
It's always time to get.
It's always time to
for
get magical.
You guy.
Let's take a look
Always,
there.
always,
We've
always.
got our
Gauntlet.
our
Vambrace.
gauntlet. Okay, now according to the instructions, this goes on the left arm. Okay, now that doesn't mean that you may be not able to put it on the right arm, but we're not going to do that. There might be a reason or might be a story element as to why that is. Now, right here in the front, you're going to see that little tiny dot in the circle area, and that is where you have the attachment for this little bit of
Mystical
magic.
web.
Okay.
Magic web.
Yes, and let me hold it a little further here. What you're seeing there is down on here. You can see that little bit. That is where it's going to key in. Okay. This is a hard piece of plastic. This is not soft. It's in order to keep that kind of straight and shooting out look. So be cautious. I'm going to do it here on camera real quick. I would suggest on this one here is have the figure posed, then attach to this point instead of doing it.
That's a good call.
Instead of doing it and then continuing to work with an element that's delicate like that. You see here and here you have these two kind of, we'll call them retaining rings, and you're going to have two of these rings here. Okay, one large and one small. And when you look at them from the side, and we're going to see, Michael, if you can catch it, and it's really about me trying to do it, is there's an indentation on one side. Okay, on both of these. And so when you slide them in, I push down.
Yeah, I was wondering how this was going to work.
Yeah,
Okay, I see. Yeah, one from one side, the other from
Well,
the other. That
now
makes
they
sense.
do not, they're not magnetically held. They don't snap in. It's more of a tension hold. Okay, larger one down on the end that has the hook for going into the gauntlet, and then I'm going to the other one down here. Now that's not to say you have to have these on there, but I think just about everybody
Oh no, I disagree.
is going to
You totally
use that.
have to have those on
You
there.
don't
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
But I don't see why you wouldn't.
Yeah, no one is forcing you to.
But
you
again,
have
yeah,
to.
we're not forcing you to do anything here on the
Let's
show.
be clear.
But again, so there it is, fully completed. And then, as I said, please be cautious with that one there when we put this on. And I'm sure Terry, if he's saying, "Oh no, you're using that," we'll definitely be using this on the show. So I'm going to push in like so. Now it is very, very small little hook that holds in. It doesn't snap, okay, or anything like that, but it does hold in like so. So you're gonna, depending on how you work with it, you're gonna need to be delicate and not get frustrated when you're doing it, because this is pretty much its finished look right there.
I'd like to point out that I'm the world's biggest fan of not getting frustrated.
You're a fan of not getting frustrated.
Yes.
Oh, see, and here that's what I thought you were going for. And the last special element that we're going to have here is yet another one of the magic elements. I'm waiting for Paul to jump up on screen and just scream again that I keep saying the name wrong. But you'll notice the magnet there. At this time, I'm going to bring the figure back up into the screen. I'm going to drop him right there in the center of the screen. Michael, can you give me a little chest shot there?
I'm just while I'm watching this unfold and observing all the unique qualities that this figure has, that I have to admit I didn't expect it to have because I wasn't paying close attention to it. I have to utter my regret that I didn't do a deeper dive into these Spider-Man figures when they got going, because the more Spider figures that become released, the more I'm just like, seeing all of these figures together just really must be a sight to behold. And
oh yeah,
I feel like
I don't know what
really,
number
really,
we're
really
on.
strong entry. No,
Now
I lost count
Yeah.
ages ago, but just look at that.
Here's one
I
other.
cannot wait to see this in the film.
Exactly. See what exactly the suit is about. Here's one other element. With these Spider-Man figures, we will get those swap out eyes, which are really neat. We've even had ones that are kill mode that we've seen. However, this one comes with a pair I don't think we've seen before. Those are closed.
Ooh.
A fully closed, perhaps meditation or other. But I dig that we're getting another look. I looked at them to see, are they deep blue or this and that? They look to be a solid black color, almost a closed eye. Again, we get one more thing to think about for
We'll have
next
to
week.
wait and see.
For next week and how that goes. All right, so let's go over Spidey articulation. I'm going to remove.
I'm kind of curious to see if it has ratcheted joints.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. So
You
we're going to
better.
have that ball joint up there as well. And then we are going to have the addition of a little bit of neck movement as well down in here. So we get a good full back for air swinging, contemplative, and such. The ball joint up top. Of course, we're going to need that when we have our swap out portrait. All right, down into the shoulders. We're getting the butterfly joint.
Your favorite.
Can you hear it, Terry? Can you hear it?
I can't hear it, but I can see it, man.
Oh, okay. Well,
invisible.
You
That is
couldn't.
invisible. There we go.
You
I heard
couldn't
that
hear
one.
it, but this is ratcheting up. All right, we're going to ratchet all the way up like so. Probably being in the questions. Well, what do we think about the way the suit moves or bends? You're going to need that, and I'm sure it does. In film or in real life, that's the way fabric works.
This suit's got more ratchet than Cuckoo's Nest.
All right. Wow. That's and speaking of multiverse, so as far as a straight out and straight back, we're going real far forward, and we can go straight back like so. We're going to have swivel there on the bicep, as we would expect on a Spider-Man. We're going to get a good little more than 90 on there, and our traditional wrist peg here. Okay, move these out of the way. And Look at this. This is a full-on Terry.
That is so much cherry twisting.
We are twisting that torso. I mean, look at that. Now again,
I feel like I've already hit my abs for the day.
exactly. Now again,
Done.
you know, there's going to be always the question of, hey, should I do it that far? Should I this and the other as far as the suit?
You should.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Terry. I don't tend to change the pose like every single month. And there are some that I'm just so happy with this saying something that's real action like that I go, no, I'm good with that. And almost like a statue, I'll leave it for quite a long time. So, and I know that going in.
I haven't had too many of the figures, but the ones that I have had, any kind of stretching of the fabric that may have been present after I undid a pose, it seems to have gone away. There's an elasticity to these to this fabric that I'm sure has its limits, but I haven't met them yet.
Nope.
Myself.
All right, we've got our side to side.
Mind you, I'm being cautious. And
Well,
only doing
you should
short-term
be
poses.
on these things here.
With all these figures, seriously. I mean, there's not a single figure that I have that I'm not cautious with.
Right.
So
Right under here,
I love them.
you
so
also
much.
have that joint giving you that front and side. Down onto the hip.
Hey, guy, guess what?
What?
Puppy cameo.
What's that? Oh,
Nice.
Tom Holland there.
wow. I could go for that.
How many times do we do this before it becomes a tradition? Is it 2 or 3? I can't remember.
Can we go to whatever multiverse I have the hair in?
Yeah, I know that after 2 times that it's considered weekly. You can't call it the first weekly, but you can call it the second weekly if it's a guy's new haircut. Yeah.
I want to go to that multiverse right there. The You Have Hair Again multiverse.
Dude, I want that hair.
I mean, let's be honest. You and I, we love to talk about toys, but a lot of our conversations are about Paul's perfect hair. There's a lot of them.
We agreed not to talk about that publicly, but okay.
Yeah, but there is. All right. Hopefully you were able to hear that you've got the ratchet on the leg. Of course, with a Spider-Man figure, you're going to want something like that to be able to hold all of those poses. You've got your twist here in the thigh, as one would expect. Double joint on the knee. We're going out a little past
Oh, that's cool.
90 and just a hint more than 90. And before I throw the leg in the backward position and pretty much our last articulation point, I'll turn it around so we can take a look at. Say it.
It's time for a tread watch.
There he
Slipped that
goes.
one
All
under the
right.
wire, didn't I? Man.
Again, look at that. Now this is a different style tread that I think
It is
every
different,
Spider-Man
isn't it?
figure has had new and different style tread. And
Are
what
they,
we've got
are they
there,
just experimenting with treads? I bet they're just experimenting. They can't possibly have that detailed information, but maybe I'm wrong. But
yeah, who knows?
I kind of like that it's all different.
Yeah.
So.
As you can see, the other reason that why we had it here was to show one more articulation point, and that's there in that toe. So for
Almost
your wall
unique in
crawling,
all the figures.
it's always really neat when you have that,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to have your ball joint there. Okay? As you said about moving delicately through a pose, particularly when you've got the stretch and the range of motion you have there, that you're going to want to be delicate on there. And then as far as our leg back, take a look at that, Terry. We can go pretty darn far back. Not to a 90, but that would be unnatural anyway.
I would hope for that.
But we are
That's
able
pretty
to
solid.
go quite a bit back on that. So, we've gone over the articulation. We've gone over what everything looks like. We've gone over some accessories. Is it time to open swirly portals?
It's always time to open swirly portals. You guys can't see it at home, man, but Paul's face is just.
Yeah,
nervous.
I just want to see that.
That's totally for Paul's benefit.
Oh yes, yes. That is indeed.
I think. Well, while I'm mentally preparing myself, because obviously this is a unique figure, and I'm going to try to think of something. I wasn't sure what its capabilities were, what its limitations were, but now that I know, I can start thinking about what pose that I want to hit. While I'm thinking about that, Paul, would you like to jump back on and tell the guests that may have recently joined us what's up for next week's holiday special? Because I could use a refresher course myself.
Oh, sure do. Hello. So next Tuesday, which is the 14th of December. Unsealed Revealed is back with its holiday episode, so that is next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Go to side.show/wishlist blog to learn how to make a wish list. Now, once you have made your wish list your wish list can be whatever you want, but just so you know, I mean, we've said it a couple times, but you're only going to choose an item off your wish list if it is in stock. We're not going to be, our collector clause, I'm sorry, is not going to be granting pre-order items or wish list items, or like wait list items or sold out items. So if your item is in stock, you're all set. But email social@sideshow.com. The subject line, Dear Collector Clause. In the body of the email, say, I will be watching December 14th and my wish list is public. If your wish list is public, we can't find you via your email. Speaking of email, make sure you email social@sideshow.com from the email address that is associated with your Sideshow account. And if you use a surname or any other different type of name, like a screen name, username, make sure you include that as well so we know who you are. We are also giving out a ton of other stuff that is from Guy and Terry's hit list of their favorite things of the year. But if you've been watching Unsealed and Revealed all year, your odds are a lot better. So, again, but majoritively speaking, it will be completely random, but you never know. So, email social@sideshow.com. Subject line, Dear Collector Clause, and in the body of the email, I will be watching December 14th, and my wish list is public. And again, emails from your associated email account that is associated with Sideshow, please. That way we can find you. We need to be able to find you. So, so that's our holiday special next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific. The most important detail, you have to be present for your presence. I stole that joke from Terry Smith from Unsealed and Revealed and Strike a Pose and How to Be a Poser.
Really given, my friend. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I didn't steal it. It's mine. He gave it to me. So, yes. So next Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific. It is going to be a bit of a longer show, hour 15, hour 30. We'll just see how the show goes. But again, everyone, let us know your username. If you've got a different one, email social@sideshow.com. Dear Collector Clause, say, I will be watching December 14th and my wish list is public and we're only choosing in-stock items. You've got to be present to win. Whew. How was that, Terry? You feeling refreshed? You got did that feel like a cucumber water?
Like a summer breeze, like a dip in a cool spring during a summer heat wave. Yes, I feel so refreshed right now. Like a sip of this glacier quality water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not vodka, everyone.
So refreshed. No, I would never drink vodka during Unsealed and Revealed.
No.
What are you talking about? Why would you even say that? But
it's your vodka glass. We're still live.
Yeah.
Want to do that?
Vodka glass is over there. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so
See you
I've
next
had
Tuesday at 10.
Yeah. I've had some time to think about this, and I'm going to try to do something kind of cool, kind of different, a little bit of a spin, play off some of these unique accessories that come with this figure. So hopefully we can hit 2 poses with this. But
all right.
All right, so Guy?
Terry, what I just did there, just so you could see it, and I'll turn it to the side for you as well. That's the arcane power attached in both the magnetic on the chest as well as the one on the hand, because I wanted you to see the length of it. The length of the arcane power part is the full length of the arm and then a little bit more. So that's important to know if somebody is at home posing and they want to use it, and they, make sure it's going to fit in the area you want to use. But that's it there. That's the attachment point we talked about. And now I'm going to take that off.
That's looking cool. I think that what I want you to do, and let me know if I'm blowing out my microphone because I have turned up the gain and I don't want to freak everybody out. But I think that what I want to do is I want to go with a ground-based pose. So no need to do. Is there a flight stand that comes with this?
Yes, there is the dynamic flight stand that he's going to come with.
I might incorporate that in a minute.
Okay, that'll be for 2. But I like your first.
Keep it simple. Okay, so I'd like you to do me a favor and put on his web shooting hands on both hands, and then swap out those eyes with the closed eyes.
Oh, okay.
That's it, man. I'm going to go a little bit crazy here.
I like your wild ways.
And of those of you who paid close attention, I actually have swapped out the color of my background to more closely complement those effects. I think I got the color way off though. So.
Terry, before I put the hands on, did you want the gauntlet on the arm? I currently
Yeah, sure.
have it on, but I can remove it if you like.
Yeah, since we don't know about what exactly is going on with any of these elements, then I'm just going to say, kitchen sink this thing. Let's
okay.
make it a cornucopia of awesomeness and throw in every accessory that we can, minus that mystical web, because it will clash with what I've got going on here.
Is it a mystical web
Possibly.
or is it
Ooh, actually, maybe
arcane power?
Yeah.
Really, we're not gonna put Paul in this thing where he's smiling at me because I got it right. All right, that's okay. I don't need to see that.
Oh, should we?
I just want Paul to be happy for once, with my
Paul's always
silliness.
happy.
All right, there we go. I have swapped out the hands there, and you want a close up to see just how that looks with that, as we said, the kind of closed eye look. That's wild look. It's a really wild look.
Let's move in on that before I do the pose.
Yeah,
And I think this will. I'm looking at the time now, and I think this will be our only pose. So I hope everybody's happy with it. And I actually hope that I nail it. I hope we see this in the show. But
all right.
But I think
What
it's
can
a
we do
long
for you,
shot.
sir?
As we all know, I'm fond of saying, when it comes to posing, tell your own story and tell it your way. Don't let anybody dictate to you what you do with your figures. So here's what I'd like you to do. We're going to try to hit a pose. See if you can get the figure to do this and stand on its own, Guy. Can we do that?
I'm just quickly looking. I, of course, have your name down at the bottom of the screen, so I'm taking a look at how your legs were. All right. Now, Terry, when you're in a deep crouch like that, are you leaning your chest forward or are you leaning it backward?
Sticking my butt out like I'm doing a squat.
All right.
All right. Kind of arching the small of my back here. And yeah, I am leaning forward just a little bit, but not too much.
All right.
And let's it's less important that we try to replicate what I just did, and more important that we do whatever it takes to make the figure balance properly. So let's work on that for a minute and just make sure. Yeah, see, that's looking good. Okay.
I'm going to move the hands off of the turntable because I'm going to do my little tweaks and such, and then spin it
That's a
to
good
make sure
idea.
that we're
I think that's wise.
getting it to your.
Have to restructure that
All
later
right.
on. Looking good. It actually
Still have
fits.
to work
I
the
like
arms,
legs.
but I
They're
want you to be able to take a look at the legs. Michael, can we just kind of do a close up on the lower section of the? There we go. That's probably working right there for you, right, Terry?
Yes, that's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you, Guy. Perfect.
Okay, great.
Here's the next step in the process. I'm going to get back
All right.
in that position.
Once we've got them there.
Okay. And I'm kind of encouraged by the fact that this is not as hard as I thought it would be for me to maintain this posture. But what I would like you to do is take his two spider hands and do them like this. You see what I'm doing there?
It's called
Thumbs
rock
up.
starring. I see you rock starring.
Rockstar would be minus the thumb, but okay. I know, that's nitpicky.
Would it
I'm
be,
not all
though?
that metal. Yeah.
Oh, Terry, that's fun. Okay,
Okay.
Terry, I'm going to
For
spin
his
this
head.
around. Wow,
For
I'm
his
a
head,
rock
guy?
star.
For his head, I would like you to tilt his head down in sort of a meditative posture. And by the way, one final touch. As you love those butterfly joints, go ahead and throw them back like he's kind of sticking his chest out. Okay? I think I'm done with my self-posing duties, posing by proxy duties.
I believe you are, sir. I believe you are.
There we go.
You are now doing said tweaking. Now, I have moved the head downward in that contemplative, but let me know if I went too far on the neck to where he's kind of looking downward and
Nope.
you're like, that's a little much.
Nope. Now what I would do is I would tweak both of those hands so that the palms are facing up on both of them. Oh wait. No. Palm facing down on the top one.
No!
Right? Yeah, Sam's with me, right, Sam? Yeah.
He's making a ball his head.
That's right.
So what is it? Cheat.
That's it. Focusing that chi.
Shouldn't we
Yeah.
have Paul tell us what this is? I mean, he is a man with arcane power. As we saw earlier, he was able to open up one of those portals and see what I would look like with hair. Whatever.
I'm really digging that, man. I'm really digging that. But you can almost sense that he's just channeling some energy and getting ready to launch it out in the form of that mystical webbing that you were playing with earlier.
What's cool about this is having, we talked about when I showed the foot having that little pivot there, that on the more bent right leg is I'm able to get him up on partial toe like that. I'm going to move the foam webs out of there. That you get that lifted back foot. So that's, I mean, when we talk about balance, he's balancing on
That's really awesome.
a tiny portion
That's
of the
really
shoe.
fantastic. Job well done, guy.
I'm gonna spin it. Camera there
I
for
think
you.
I just like to point out to producer Alan. I think that the Padawan guy has reached a level of posing now that I think he's ready for a.
I'm level
repeat,
2?
Performance on Strike a Pose, possibly
Yes!
for the redemption round. Yeah, that we
He's
just
reached
started
poser
talking about.
enlightenment.
Yeah.
What some of you may not know is even though I've advanced to poser level number 2, there are 732 different levels.
So many levels. So many levels.
Yeah, one is just
Nicely
in
done,
how to
nicely
work
done.
with articulated thumbs. That's just, you know.
If I could just maybe bring in
Yep.
one more thing, Guy.
Yes, sir.
Maybe just rotate that torso ever slightly to the right. I hope that doesn't destroy the balance because it's
So I am
perfect
going
right
to
now.
rotate the torso over the deep bend leg.
Rotate to the right. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Did that ruin it? Did
Nope.
that ruin it? No, that's
No,
awesome.
it didn't change my balance. I held it down on the foot just to see, but I didn't have to do any. It's still lifted and raised on the right foot, which that's probably one of my favorite new articulation points that we're seeing with these Spider-Man figures is the cut shoe where it can go up on the toes and really do some fun stuff. I love that.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to make this pose work so perfectly, Guy, because I think that's all that we're going to have time for posing wise today.
We've got a lot coming up next week.
Yeah, we do have so much coming up next week. It's going to be a great show, everybody. So speaking of which, I think I'd like to go ahead and bring in Paul. Paul, do you have any points of clarification you'd like to throw in regarding next week's holiday special that might help to enlighten our viewers?
Right. Yes, some clarification. I did not, in fact, like Guy's hair, if that's what you were asking. Was that what you were asking
Glad
about?
we got that out there. I'm glad we got that out there. I wasn't
Okay.
sure, but
Yeah, I loved it. It was so great. No. Okay, so for next Tuesday's show, we'll just go over it again because I understand there are a lot of moving parts here, and it may sound a bit different than how we normally do giveaways, but this is how we do them on Unsealed. So, you got to be present to win. Remember, that is of the utmost importance there. So, this is how you enter. You have until 6 p.m. tomorrow. Email social@sideshow.com. The subject line of the email, Dear Collector Claus. In the body of the email, say, I will be watching December 14th, and my wish list is public. Please, 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 please email us from your Sideshow email. Because with a quick check, if it's not your Sideshow associated email, we can't really help you because we need that information to be able to give you the prize once it has been fulfilled. So if you guys have any questions about, or maybe you want to just know how the show flows, you can check out last year's show. You can just look up Unsealed and Revealed on our playlist. I think you can just go to side.show/unsealed, or just go to our YouTube, side.show/YouTube. If you're not watching there, go to the playlist, find the holiday episode, and you can sort of get a feel for how things are going to roll. Remember, you can have literally whatever you'd like on your public wish list, but we are only choosing items that are in stock. We will not be choosing pre-order items. Again, you have to be present to win. We are going to call your name once we have gotten to that portion of the show. We're not going to take like a kindergarten roll call or anything. We're not doing that. So as soon as we call your name, we'll say, Terry Smith, are you here? You've been great. This is on your wish list. And Terry is here. So Terry would check in in the chats and say, I am here. Everyone makes a big spectacle of it. And then we will say, you have won, and then we'll tell you how to claim your prize. If you're not here, we're going to give you maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds, depending on how Collector Claus and super producer Alan feel. But you've got to be present to win. Otherwise, we're moving on. Good news is, we are doing a mixture of picking some people that we feel have been in our chats the entire year during Unsealed and Revealed, but we also have I'm not going to tell you how many giveaways we've got, but we've got a few giveaways that are going to be completely random for some of Guy and Terry's favorite items throughout the year. And I know Guy and Terry can speak to this more closely, but we've done some pretty great items this year. And so there will be some pretty badass giveaways next Tuesday at 10. So if you guys have any questions or anything, again, let us know in the chats right now. You've got until tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific to get that email address in. If you have another name that you use, a username, let us know that as well. If you'd like to resend that email because you sent one in, that's fine as well. We'll go through them. So I think that's it. Terry, how did that sound?
I think you nailed it.
All right.
Yeah, I know that I'm
Nice.
stoked. I'm jazzed, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the excitement is flowing through me.
That's a fun show. I didn't get to be a
It's
part
gonna
of it
be
last
great.
year,
Yeah,
but
neither did I.
doing it big this year.
Yeah, this is my first as well. So we got two noobs, and then we got and Guy's not going to be here, so we have to run Collector Claus.
But I'll watch on YouTube. I'm going to be in one of these alternate swirly dirly things where I have full hair.
The one with the hair, probably.
One with the hair. I'll be there.
That's where he likes to be. Well, thanks everybody.
yeah,
Thank you, Guy. Yeah, that's the one. That's what we're after.
God,
Yeah.
that's all.
Enter the multiverse. All right. Well, thanks again for everybody for watching the show today. Thanks, Guy. That was a super duper pose. I'm
Thank
really,
you,
really
sir.
happy with it. It was amazing. It was spectacular. It was web of. It was all the above. And Paul, you did a tremendous job today, having to rattle off all those things 3 times. I want to say it was almost like you were reading from a script, but I happen to know that you weren't. Just that's how perfect.
I can't read.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, man. Delicate point.
Which is why Paul does not read your emails, folks.
Correct.
Super producer Sam, thanks as always for your off-screen enthusiasm. Uber producer Alan, thanks for letting me continue to work here. And producer Michael, thanks as always for those awesome close-ups. And again, everybody home, thanks again for watching. And until next time, next week, don't forget to let your geek side show. Oh wait, what? Oh hey guys, yeah.
We'll see you next week,
Goodbye,
everybody.
everybody. Goodbye,
Later,
everyone.
guys.
Right back.